Welcome back to PF International. It's time for the Honda Cadet season to close out in style. Harry Thompson and Kian Jewis on the front row of the grid with Alex Lloyd and Miles Apps the O-plate. Thomas Pegram and Keaton Samra with outsider for the championship Mark Kimber in P8. And there is going to be quite a lot of stories to tell here. Tom Canning in P11. He's got to find something pretty special from this last race to dig the championship away from Kian Jewis's glance. Look, there's the points. He's got a 13-point advantage here, Kian Jewis. He needs the top three to guarantee the championship. And he's starting P2 on the grid. Away we go. Thompson gets into the lead straight off the bat. So already Harry Thompson in the lead. But this is not a panic for Kian Jewis in the slightest. He just needs to sit in the top three throughout, and he's got this championship won.
Yeah, you'd expect Kian Jewis, with all his experience, to have this well under control. And that's third place, assuming, of course, Tom Canning wins the race. And he's got to start down in P11. Canning came into the final round here leading the championship, but it's all gone pear-shaped for him this weekend so far. Canning starting from 11th, and Mark Kimber, the other guy in the championship standings, the other guy with a chance, he's down in P8. So it's all about Kian Jewis. And we've said before, Jake, if anyone can, Kian can.
He certainly can. He's an incredibly talented guy. He's got so much confidence on his young shoulders, and he's one of those drivers with ruthless perfection in his lap times. He's a really, really strong competitor. One of my tips for the future, to go all the way to the top. But hopefully it's going to go plain sailing for him today. He's doing exactly what he needs to at this point, just sitting on the tail of Harry Thompson.
Just looking on board the helicam there. That all right, they've closed, third placeman's closed up slightly, but that's the perfect start for Kian Jewis. He knows he's got Harry Thompson out front. He can work with Harry and just get away from those drivers behind. What he wants to do is create two or three of them at the front with a nice gap, and then he can drop back into third place and just sit there all the way to the line. Alex Lloyd, the 48 kart, there in third place at the moment. Alex has had a good end to the season. Lost all of his equipment earlier in the season. Remember, Jake, I don't think they actually got the van back.
No, I'm not entirely sure they did. Up to a third position now. That's the 31 that's come through the field.
Thomas Pegram. And Miles Apps goes through as well. Alex Lloyd dropping a few places. Runs wide as well.
That's such a shame. Alex Lloyd is having a very strong end to the 2014 season with some great performances, and that was a no-holds-barred overtake move, but Kimber managed to slip through on the inside line, and that's an important moment in his championship attack because he's able to gain a couple of places there and put himself on, well, sort of back in the frame a little bit there. It's a long race, don't forget. Anything can happen, and he's got himself into a very critical position at this point.
Miles Apps in fourth, and Ben Kasperjak having a very good run here as well. Good to see drivers coming towards the front of the field that in the past have not been there before. So Ben Kasperjak there getting the push signal from Miles Apps. Who's that in behind? It's the GP plate Kimber in sixth place. So the front three, a little bit of a gap on the rest, and Jewis is about to lose a place.
Pegram on
up the inside for second.
And here comes Apps on the inside of Jewis as well. Does he know? He doesn't quite get there, but let's not count out Miles Apps in this one. British Open champion for 2014. He's got a card or two to play, and he's making a lunge at Jewis on the inside. Jewis has got to let him through. Oh my word, he's lost three places.
Now that's not a disaster at the moment, because he will realise that as we have a look at the replay, this is him losing 3 places. All of the carts coming down the inside, Apps from Kasperjak, and then the GP plate Kimber going by.
That all started at the Litchfield Loop. It looked to me as though Jewis just got a little bit of momentum lost, and that's how he lost 3 places in one go. That all started on the bridge.
Just looking where Canning is. Have a look at the 7 car.
Apps is on the inside, and Kimber's making a lunge at Jewis now. Pegram takes the lead, and now Kimber is having a look at Jewis. Now, where's Canning?
Canning is 4, 5,
Oh,
6,
Thompson
7,
tries to
8.
make a move back on Pegram for the lead. It doesn't quite work. And into third position now has come Apps. Kasperjak there in fourth position. The man from Digswell on the back of the British Open champion. Makes his lunge for the inside. What a move. That was very nice. And Jewis looks like he could get through as a result of that. The GP plate Kimber is right on his tail as well. Oh, a very nasty little battle towards the back of that queue.
And Canning right in behind Jewis, I think, now as well. Just spotted the 7th. Bit of contact there. 32 kart involved, so Jewis now on 731, Canning on 724, Kimber 719. So it's still okay for Kian Jewis, but later in the race, here's the highlights. Got so much action in this one. Going to the highlight reel,
Thompson loses
5 places
on the Litchfield Loop. That's what it takes when you make a slight mistake on that left-hander, and this is how Kasperjak made his lunge for the lead. Apps deciding, right, I'm going to try and go through as well, and Pegram has to slot in behind for third position. Kimber then made the lunge on Pegram, and wow, 3 wide into the hairpin. I've not seen that too often.
And Jewis running wide, and Canning goes past him.
Well, Jewis getting hung out to dry there, and Canning makes his move to 4th position, and that's put Canning
into the championship lead at this point.
I don't believe it. How on earth has that suddenly turned around as Abs takes the lead of the race? Jewis is now having to wrestle for this championship with the likes of Pegram and Canning. Yes,
loses
he has.
Another 2. Well, it's all going pear-shaped for Cian Jewis.
This is an absolute disaster. He's 1 place behind. And look, Kimber is now making his lunge for the lead on Miles Apps. And who's that's going to follow him? That's the 35 that's gone through with him. That's Kasperzak up to 2nd position. Well, we're back with it as the action is playing out, and Apps is making another lunge at Kasperzak. Jewis is going backwards.
He's down in 8th place. He's down in 8th place. It's not enough. And Canning, I think, is in 2nd. Canning's got a comfortable lead now. That's unbelievable.
I can't believe the championship could turn that dramatically over the space of 1 race. This is like Raikkonen and Hamilton in Formula 1 in 2007. Unbelievable. Now we've got Dragan Pinsent making his way up into the forefront of the field. He's made himself a very big player in this field now. He's there with Mark Kimber up in the top 5. Now Pinsent needs to finish on a high as well, because he's got a great opportunity into 2015.
Moving forward next year, I'm sure he's still going to be in Honda Cadet. Mark Kimber will be moving out of Honda Cadet, no doubt, next year, so he'll be looking for a big finish. But Canning here in 2nd place with Jewis down in 8th. That is enough for Tom Canning to steal the championship. He started P11, Jake. Unbelievable. Currently 2nd, 5th place enough to win if Cian Jewis does not improve from 8th to 7th. So if Canning drops to 5th, Jewis goes to 7th, which is 1 place. Canning loses 3. Jewis wins the title, but if it stays like this, Canning's got it.
I bet if that made any sense to anybody, you probably weren't telling it right. It's that close. Absolutely unbelievable. Jewis now having to fight his way through on Pegram.
Going for 7th, doesn't get it done.
This is so close, and he's got Keaton Sammer in front of them as well to try and put extra pressure onto it. Kasperzak makes the move on Pinsent, and this is heaven sent for Kimber and Canning, because they're in the same team. They can almost work together here.
Now, Cian Jewis, there's 5 in this lead group. Jewis needs Canning to be on the back of this group, and he needs to improve 1 place. That doesn't look like happening at the moment.
Nope, Apps makes the move on Pinsent and signals to his colleague there, come on, we need to get after the top 3. There's a lot of signalling at this level, which is basically, let's help each other to help ourselves. Very, very important at this level of karting. But Canning and Kimber, well, it looks like Canning's got this championship won now. Unbelievable.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. You would not have believed that at the start of this race coming in. I mean, if there were odds on this, on Cian Jewis, he would have been something like 5-1 on favourite starting P2 with Canning down and P11. But it's if you were betting in running now.
that would have been about 20-1 on Canning, wouldn't it? I'm
at least
quite tempted to have put 50 quid on it myself now. Here comes the O-plate of Apps making the move on the 35 of Kasperzak up into 3rd position. Oh, we've got contact. Oh my word!
That's a red flag right there.
Yep.
Jude Young stuck under the cart.
Jude Young.
And that is the title for Tom Canning.
Well, I hope Jude is okay. That is the most monstrous of crashes you can possibly have. Red flag, no surprises there at all. And his colleague rushes to him. Now, who's that's gone with him?
That's Cian Jewis's father there.
James Walker's the other. Oh, my word. Oh, goodness me. Kart on fire. That is not good. That is really, really not good. And it looks to me as though Jude Young's hurt his arm there, his right arm.
Cian's dad... Well, it must be his birthday. He's blowing the flames out, Jake.
Well, there's no other way to put the fire out at this point. James Walker looks to be okay, but Jude Young is clearly in a bad way. That is not the kind of sight you want to see, and that's not the end to the season that we wanted. Hopefully, it's just a minor injury, but he should be okay.
Miles, smiling as usual. What was your race like?
Well, it was fine. Yeah, we got 3rd, so I'm happy. But I've lost my seed, number 3 last year. I've got number 4, mainly probably because I'm too big for Honda now, and the weight issue. But yeah, I'm happy with 3rd. Hopefully, we win the iPlay in a few weeks. Big thank you to Fusion, Zip, and RPM. Thanks.
Tom, championship winner. How does that feel?
Yes, good. It's been a hard year. Came out of the first couple rounds in not good shape, but managed to get back to the front and then held it in the last round. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
It was a good race. Got to the front about at the start and then just led it till the end. Bit disappointed that I didn't win the championship, but onwards to Minimax. And I'd like to thank RPM and BRK for a great year.
Well, for those of you wanting to know, after the race, Jude Young was taken to hospital with a suspected broken arm. He seems to be okay otherwise. Tom Canning taking an unbelievable championship at the end of all that. Cian Jewis second from Mark Kimber, with Miles Apps, Harry Thompson and Keaton Samra rounding out the top 6. So drama here in the early stages of this last event of the season at PF International, and there's only more to come straight after the break.